Okay, so I have to do a walkthrough on Chapman Global Cycling. I want to start with a video of the office, pictures, black and whites that I've collected over the years. Have close to 500 photos, 300 of them plus are already framed and boxed. So start talking about sculptures. Have some unique sculptures in the collection: brass, bronze, crystal, porcelain, glass. As you can see, there's quite a few here. Like I said, this is the office. Or what was considered the office at the time. So things are quite unorganized, but just want to give a quick recording. You don't have to ask me about the microscopes. Those are supposed to go into a office. Have a high wheeler there. Penny farthing called the Ordinary. That's going to be the start of Cycling Club. Then I got the crystals here and trophies. Have a place where I can chill, relax, guest. That was supposed to be for the kids. I also have a really nice hook over there. Never got a chance to do anything with it, but it's pretty nice. We have these here. Collector had these from Ghana. These are from an artist in Colorado. Really good. He makes nice dioramas. And I had someone do some curtains for me. And the curtains match the pillows that they made also. And I also have a Pee Wee Herman poster, which is vintage poster, French version, by the way. All right, so we'll just kind of move on into the next segment. These are Kuroda. Let's see if I can move the door a little bit so you can see that. He's a unique Japanese artist. This is the restroom. Had these two from 1958. These are from a Jamaican artist. Befitting for the restroom, right? Okay, so we just kind of pan back out. It's kind of what you're looking at there. It's kind of sloppy, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so we get out into the open bay, which I actually have quite a few things here I'll go through. It's kind of unique. Have a Bike Works shop station with all of the tools. Where that ladder is, there's a plug up top. That's where the big screen TV was supposed to go, and I was supposed to do a game system for the boys. We made a little storeroom back there. These are nice doors that we just had. Hopefully those can go into the office. We also have spinning cycles. I was offering free spinning classes, but reluctantly no one signed up, like always. Then you have these collection here. You got some Yadro, you got some Hummel. You have, what do we have there? Precious Moments. Down in the bottom, I have sculptures from Germany. I have some sculptures from India. Indonesia. A lot of Americana stuff going on down there. We have some vintage lamps. And by the way, I did that piece that's on the wall. We have some lamps there. We have some vintage cycling exercise bike right there, along with the nice vintage tricycle. Yeah. And we have some pieces up top here on this wall. Really nice, a lot of Italian stuff. That piece in the center there is from a Mexican artist. It's pretty nice right there. Kind of unknown, but we have some really nice Italian pieces right there. I think people pretty much know most of these. Then you have these pieces here, which are bronze. Except for these two larger ones. These are not really bronze, but yeah. All right, so then we move on over here to the junk pile. It's not really the junk pile, but I got boxes stacked up everywhere, so kind of getting ready for the big move. Here we have Day of the Dead. Yeah. This is a bicycle that was put together. Might have seen the video. It's a classic. It's really nice. Yeah. So then we move on to one of my favorite artists here, Rodo Padilla. He's got some really nice pieces there. And you see he's got pieces up top there, all along the top. And had a mural painted that was dedicated to Dr. Mangini. And in these long showcases there, Feligures, which is a Mexican artist, in these two long showcases there. All right. And then in 3 showcases, I have a brand called Del Prado. Let's see if we can get in on that. Yeah. Okay. So it actually starts with one of the first pieces, the Drazian, 1817, and it goes all the way in chronological order. So you have all of these pieces, and then it moves on to the second showcase. This piece up top. Then it moves on to the third showcase, finishing at this collection in 2005. Okay. So we have another Israeli artist, Gerstein, which is pretty neat. He makes some really nice pieces. And the nuts and bolts stuff in the back is by an artist named Russo. And I have about a couple more Gersteins I would like to collect, but like I said, he's a very unique artist. And on each side, there's a different colors. And then right down here, I have a really nice piece of a Gerstein, which is like really big and really nice. So I want to put that all together. So here we have some Brooks saddles, grips, some plaques that we have there, some bells, some helmets, and here. Okay. Then we have here, we have artist Steve Affel, the guy in the middle. He made some bicycles. I did some sketches and he put them all together. And then we have another company called Creek Barrel. They did the ones on top. Theirs is kind of like a copper in boats. And then the ones on the bottom is pretty much just all one single wire, except for the little gold pieces that they wrap together to complete a tire bicycle. And I don't have to really say much about these. I think they kind of speak for themselves. People that know that these can be quite eccentric, very detailed. And let's see, just to kind of pan up top what I got going on up there. All right. Okay, so move on to this. This is another here. Look at this guy here. Wow, that's a Curtis Gere right there. Believe it or not. Got two of these guys. And this is kind of like pieces of various countries, Mexico, some parts of Africa. Got a little Japanese piece at the top, Taiwan. This one here is some silver pieces with some clocks, and something fell down there, some clocks. Another Day of the Dead, little miniature pieces up top. Wood, bamboo, rosewood. All of those are kind of detailed. And then when I drop down here, you have some really nice little pieces that are all, you know. Okay, let's see. All right. Got quite a few of those, but I want to hang on to some of those. Yeah, got like this piece here, which is kind of unique. That's like wire that they actually put together by Carl Reed. It's pretty neat. So then we have this piece here. That's Dooney. That's a nice little piece. Swarovski crystal dolls. I actually don't know why I started collecting those, but I came across a couple and thought it was going to be pretty unique, so I held on to them. Glass pieces. Trying to keep a steady hand. I can't really. Let's see. There we go. Can't see that top shelf. Let's see if we can. No, we can't. Yes, we can. Okay. So then, quite a few nice African pieces here. Then we have some nuts and bolt pieces here. These are all kind of unique. And in this showcase here. And up top we have, again, we have trophies all the way along the top here. Okay, so bring it back down. We have some miniatures in here. You can't really see on that top shelf because of the lighting, but We do have a table full. We have some bikes that we're planning to redo. These are going to be for the Boys Cycling Club to kind of refurbish these as a teaching method. Nice Swin and vintage Raleighs already together, just need to be cleaned up and hauled and tuned. Again, the bike workstation. Like I said, all of the tools to complete bike workshop. It's kind of messy over there, right? But you know, just so you can see. Here we go, the Raleighs, Swins. And now back to this table. We have some musical carousels. We have some anime, a lot of anime. And if I roll back around, we can see some of the musicals. Then again, we have miniatures, whether it's Starlux, whether it's Salsa, Kafalu, Charbon's, Britons. And these are all like from Europe, from England, UK, all the way to France, Amsterdam, Holland. Miniatures, Japanese miniatures, pretty good. And we have this nice little collection here as we go back around. Some, I guess what you want to call them, castings, moldings for like different trophies. The ones in the back there from Italy. Got those are pretty nice. And on this table back here, you can see there's a lot more French miniatures right there. Got some glass, stained glass. Those right there in the center. Those are pretty neat. And the Barbie stuff, I'll get to that, but basically I started collecting Barbie cycling stuff. I thought that was pretty unique. Some bronze pieces from the UK right here up front. This is Ron Lee. Ron Lee with his famous clowns. Everything that was bicycle related to Ron Lee in the sculptures, whether it was unicycle, tricycles, or tandems, I tried to collect that. Around the World piece is what it's called. That's a neat little piece right there. French artist, I can't call her name right now. I'm kind of embarrassed that I can't, but paper mache, she does some really unique stuff. Some pieces are religious, which makes it unique. Alright, then you have some more of these. Those pieces in the back. I don't want to say fat lady, I'll say round. Those are Italian. Very nice, very detailed. Alrighty, and we're getting here. All of these pieces right there. All of these pieces are like Chinese pieces right there. They're just all kind of different types and models. We have some pieces made out of pewter, which is kind of unique. And this guy here that made these, he's kind of retired. The ones right there in the center. But he was doing this as a hobby, and he could pretty make all kind of bicycles that you would want. Then we have some beer steins right there on the end. And just kind of pan through. This is what we're looking at here. And I had some real bikes. I didn't mention anything about the Swin Tandem over there in my Kestrel. Cocopelli, right there. So then we get to these pieces here. Up top we have some bookends, which I started kind of preparing for the office for these bookends. Got quite a few cycling books and historical books. So these are all pretty neat right there. Okay, now up top we have some really nice African pieces. I'll try to walk around for them. It's a lot of stuff here. The video won't do it real justice, but at least we can have a lot of it documented, especially when it comes to storing this for temporary to move to a new space. So yeah, so here's some of these pieces. I almost waited a year and a half to get this guy pieces here, which in the center. He lived in Zimbabwe, was trying to get a visa to go to South Africa market. So eventually he did a couple years later, and they called me and told me he was there. He made me some. So I have a letter and stuff from him. So then we have it's panning out. We have right there some really nice pieces made out of wood. Most of that is coming from like Vietnam and Thailand and places like that, because they believe in rickshaws and stuff. All right, so we have that. One of the little pieces I made for girls cycling club, and then we have more there. And again, the bookends, which are pretty neat. And this is just some random pieces, that picture frames and wind-ups and stuff like that. Then we have some planters, which I'm looking forward to finding some type of like little small plants to put inside of those. It's going to be exciting. All right, so that pretty much conclude the gallery space. So I hope this has been a little informative, but he's saying, give me a hug. I hope